Hey, it's Gina at Tarot and Time in Connecticut, and I'm here to give you a tarot and astrology reading for the week ahead of July 5th. So I hope you had a great weekend, great holiday weekend. We had the moon in the sign of Taurus all weekend, so I hope it was beautiful, relaxing, and that you did something that you really enjoyed. The week will start off with the moon in Gemini. So we have the sun in the sign of Cancer, a water sign, very intuitive sign. It rules the fourth house in astrology, so it's the motherly energy, nurturing energy. And I have a Cancer rising myself, so I know that there's a gift of the sign of Cancer, that it can make you very intuitive. You need to pay attention to your dreams, especially to feelings that are coming up, to just what you feel, not so much the logic of it. But the flip side is that it needs a lot of tending to. It needs a lot of clearing. You hear me talking about salt baths a lot. And so making sure that you're not picking up too much, absorbing other people's stuff. So that's going to be a big theme this month. So we'll have the moon in Cancer, the moon in Gemini on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So communicating our feelings, but with care, because there's a lot of aspects going on, and we're going to talk about those in a minute. By Thursday, Thursday morning, the moon, by the time you wake up Thursday morning, unless you're a real early bird, because it looks like it's going to change signs around 4:51 a.m., the moon will go into the sign of Cancer too. So we're going to have the sun in Cancer and the moon in Cancer. And by Friday, about 4:17 p.m., we have the new moon in Cancer. So this is a really creative, nurturing, loving, kind of I really just feel like it's a great time to enjoy the home, take it easy, maybe some quiet nights this week, some real tending to yourself. And of course, working on your wish lists, because as the new moon comes, it's a time to start making our wishes. So get your list started now, maybe 4 or 5 things that you really wish for, that you'd like to continue happening, or something to come into your life. Venus is in the sign of Leo, so there's lots of passion out there. So if that's one of the things on your list, write it out. Do yourself a favor, make it fun. And by, I would say on Monday night, Monday the 5th, you would want to put your moon water out. So I grabbed my jar here. I like to use this big glass jar with a lid. Cover it, put it outside. But you don't have to go crazy. You can just use, even just your own, if you have a glass water bottle. I definitely like to use glass. Let it get charged up by the moon. This kind of weather, you can put it outside. And I like to write my wishes down and put it under the jar. So it's almost infusing the water with my wishes. And then it's picking up the new moon energy, this Cancer new moon. So you could do that on Monday. If you forget, that's okay. Do it as soon as you can. And because I'm using such a big jar, sometimes I'll take some water out of it during the week, but I'll leave it out there until about, the new moon is on Thursday, so probably through the weekend, I'll leave the jar out there and let it get really charged up. Sometimes I'll also put some crystals out there to clear, and whatever works for you. So yeah, get your moon water, get your wishes ready, make it fun. This isn't a burden. This is about getting what you want, watching what you want grow. So the new moon is the dark moon, and so as it grows into the full moon, let your wishes grow along with it. So let's see, by Saturday, the moon's gonna move into the sign of Leo. So about 3:20 in the afternoon, it's going to go into Leo. So I would say personally, if you want to go make big plans for Saturday night, there'll be a more dynamic energy. You just have to be really careful about drama, because drama is high right now. And the moon is a very feminine planet. So drama with women is very high right now. So just be aware of that and make plans accordingly. Mercury is going to leave the sign of Gemini on Sunday the 11th, and it's going to enter the sign of Cancer also. So there's going to be a lot of activity in Cancer. Mercury is how we communicate. So great time to communicate with your mom or women in your family. And if your mom, is on the other side, like mine is, this is also a good time to have a conversation if you so choose. However, that you want to have that conversation, but it can be written down since it's Mercury, or it can be maybe a statement before you go to bed about the conversation that you'd like to have, because again, Cancer is that very watery, the fourth house in astrology, one of the intuitive houses, so the ability to have that conversation. So let's see, what else do I want to talk to you about? I talked about Venus being in Leo, so Venus is like all about art and beauty, and Leo loves creativity and center stage. So it's a great time to work on any projects. It's very fun, it's romantic, it's creative. Use it wisely and just be careful with it, because you want it to go in a positive direction, not into an explosion direction. Let's see. Be careful about being in love with love. It's easy to feel that these days. And then when it clears out a little, we kind of wonder what really happened. We have Neptune mid-heaven in its own sign of Pisces. So things, they feel romantic, they feel beautiful, but there's not a lot of clarity because Neptune can be very foggy. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, in a square with Neptune, although Neptune is in retrograde. So cloudy communication, or maybe, no, I think of retrograde, backwards movement. So I would say it's, again, great time for art, but communication could be a little off, or maybe you'll have the opposite effect, and maybe you'll have more clarity on things that you don't always see clearly on. So pay attention to how your communication is going. Let's see, I have Mars. I wanted to talk to you about Mars opposition Saturn. So Mars is like how you take action, and it's kind of like no brakes, just full speed ahead. And Saturn is the exact opposite. It's the rules, it's the brakes. And so they're opposing each other right now. So there are rules, there's rules for a reason. Try to acknowledge the importance of the rules, because we may not always agree with them, but they're there for a reason. Acknowledge authority, and think about the well-being of the whole and not just the well-being of the self, because Mars can get very self-centered, and Saturn wants it for everyone. So think about the bigger picture. Discipline is a really good thing. I know none of us like it, but discipline, keep moving forward, steadily moving forward. The sun is making an aspect to Saturn that can cause some lack of confidence, some lack of faith, and really just some bad judgment. So not a great time to get into past wounds, past fights, old stuff. Not gonna win. And pretty much you don't want to overdo anything too much is really the bottom line. Food, alcohol, arguing, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to put yourself through that right now. So, one more thing was Mars in a square to Uranus. The best advice is to breathe. Work on some breathing techniques. Breathe deeply. Take care of yourself, and remember to keep checking in with yourself on how you feel, especially if you have a lot of Cancer energy in your chart. There's a lot of water there. You have to tend to yourself right now. So I personally, any chance I can get to go swimming or take a bath, especially salt baths, to clear out some of that old stuff, because you're responsible in the long run for how you feel. And so just staying away from any arguments. If you can see that there's an issue there, then maybe you want to move over there. Things are explosive. We're just coming out of the 4th of July, and there's still a lot of explosives in the air. So just take note and be kind to yourself this week. Okay, so in honor of the new moon that we're going to have happening this week in Cancer, I picked a couple moon cards from this Moonology Oracle deck, which is a really fun deck. So pile number 1 has just a new moon. It says a new start is coming. So something new to grow, making your wishes of what those could be. That's what we have for pile number 1. And we have this beautiful sage wand that we have in stock at the shop. And so wrapped in flowers, so beautiful. So that is pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have the new moon in the sign of Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe, because Cancers always need to feel safe. They're associated with the crab that has that shell to keep them protected. They like to go out into the world but need the safety of home and to come back and to recharge. So going back to the idea of maybe this is a good week to take it slow, gentle, and really your self-care and the self-care of your family being a real priority this week. So this is pile number 2, and we have this beautiful sage bundle. So pretty. So, and we have pile number 3. And I picked cardinal moon for this one because Cancer's a cardinal sign. So cardinal, let's see, I wrote down a note about it here. Cardinal signs are called like the principal sign. They would like to be first. They're the first of the season. We just moved into summer season. So Cancer is a cardinal sign. Really, really full of good ideas, bringing in newness. So cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. And so with a gentleness, keeping that in mind, not too bold just because of how much aspects we have going on this week, but make the first move out of kindness. And here's this beautiful bundle here for pile number 3. So go ahead, pick your pile, let's get started. I'm here with pile number 1, this beautiful sage bundle, and I don't know if you noticed, but it has a little pendant on it with an astrology sign. So this one is Libra sage, and it says, does it say anything? Well, no, it just says Libra, but the really cool thing is you get to burn this and you can wear this pendant afterwards. So Libra is also a cardinal sign, like Cancer is, first of its season. And Libra, it rules the house of relationships, anyone who's not you in astrology. Often seen as the scales of justice, but Libra is ruled by Venus. And so Venus wants you to take care of yourself, not just always caught up in everyone else's things, really making sure that you take care of yourself, and then you will be of good for others too. So we have our new moon card, a new start is coming. I'm working with a couple different decks today. I'm really excited about this new deck that is so growing on me. It's called the Wizard's Tarot. And yeah, I took a chance getting this one. And the first few days I was like, I'm not sure. And now it's becoming a favorite. Here's the back of it, these dragons. So I'm gonna be working with that. I really started taking to the Black Cat Tarot. You've seen me work with this one before, but it's really starting to become a favorite of mine. I have the Mythic Tarot here, my original personal copy in Spanish, and the Light Seers, that is just like one of my all-time favorites now. Okay, so let's talk about the week ahead. It's gonna be pretty wild. By midweek, we are gonna have the sun and the moon in the sign of Cancer. So Cancer, the 4th house, the home, often associated with the mother, a very intuitive, watery house, a house of feeling safe, of feeling comfortable, of making your home beautiful. I think of beautiful meals around a big table and kind of the hostess kind of energy. And so if you know, I think of it as having guests, but also just like treating yourself with that beauty. I love personally like just going, like I'm at the stage in my life where I've been cooking for everyone for years, and now I just love to go and sit at a restaurant, bring my book by myself and just be waited on. There's something so beautiful about that to me. So maybe that's how it is for you. Maybe it's time for you not to just be like the Libra energy of just always caring for others. Maybe it's time to let someone else be the host and to just feel calm and cared for. Okay, so let's see what we have for you for the week ahead. First card is the Hierophant. Very interesting. The Hierophant is card number 5 of the major arcanas. 2021 is a 5-year year of change. So this is the theme card for the year. And he's a teacher. He's up there teaching this deep thought. Let's see what we have. We have the Two of Swords. I love this Two of Swords so much. I think of the crows as so Scorpio energy. Scorpio is the 8th house in astrology, another watery house, a very intuitive, psychic house. And these crows, I think of crows, if you've ever been in Tarot and Time in Kent, we have a lot of crow reference. And I think of crows as like they can travel through the underworld to this world. They're very intelligent creatures that can recognize faces, human faces, for long periods of time. So she's being guided forward by these creatures that have this depth of wisdom, and she's in relationship with them. And she may not know what's happening, but she's being pulled forward. She's being brought in a direction. And there's almost like, she's not a victim, but there's not a lot of choice here. The change is happening. The forward movement is happening. This is what needs to happen. We have the Knight of Swords here. Such a Gemini card. The two riders on the horse. Gemini being the twins. This air energy. We know the moon's going to be in Gemini by Monday night. So it's going to be there until Thursday afternoon. So we've got a big chunk of the week where the moon's going to be in Gemini. And I have a moon in Gemini natally, and so that's what makes me talk a lot, I believe. It keeps you moving quickly, thinking quickly, and it can also lead to scattered thoughts, and it can lead to overthinking. And so this Two of Swords also being the air energy again, could be like a Gemini in relationship. So there needs to be a change of how you're thinking. The thoughts getting the best of you, taking control here. It's time for change. You need a new formula. Here's the Ten of Swords, Ten of Air. There's a walking away. It's reached its highest point. It can't go on like this. The thoughts need to change. This list of your new moon wishes needs to include how you're going to care for yourself better. The wishes that you would make so that when we get back around to this time next year, you can really see the difference of how you're caring for yourself. There's thoughts here that no longer work. It's just, and now is the time to make that change towards softening, towards kindness, towards love for yourself. Here's the Ten of Cups coming up in the background. It's so pretty. It's beautiful water fountain. The big lotus flower over it, a rainbow. It feels so royal. And so there's this enjoyment. It almost looks like touring some beautiful gardens. So there's this coming up in the background, this beauty to take the time now to enjoy. This is summer. Before you know it, it's going to be Christmas. You know it happens every year. Savor the summer. Savor this change of season. Enjoy it. Here's the Eight of Cups. She's going down the stairs. She's walking away from something. She's walking away from a lot of emotions. The Ten of Cups is the most heightened point of emotion. The Eight of Cups is where she's walking away because there's some inner work she needs to reflect and sort out. And that Cancer energy is that inner work. So go in and sort, but with a softness, with a gentleness. This Gemini energy kind of can be like moving like this, and there's this softness that needs to come in and sort through and start leaving behind what doesn't work anymore. Here's the Seven of Cups. It's a lot of similarity to this Eight of Cups. There's the darkness in the background, and then there's the sunlight bringing it up and out. Not really dwelling so much in the past stuff. There was something with the sun making that aspect in conjunct to Saturn. It's not a great time to express past wounds, was some of Sheila Height's advice in her astrology report. So not getting too caught up in that past stuff. It can be too painful. Going into the sunshine, and literally going into the sunshine to help clear some things out. I'm really feeling clear quartz for you this week. working with it, putting it in the sun to clear, maybe putting it out over the new moon to clear also. I like to work with clear quartz. I like to hold it. Also like selenite. That's another one that might be good for you this week. Hold it, pour whatever needs to go out of you into it, and then put it in the sunshine to clear. Here's the Knight of Swords again, coming up next to the Knight of Swords. So there's a full speed ahead energy. You can move past some of this overwhelming emotion, but it's gonna take, I feel like it's gonna take it's gonna take some energy to do it. So you gotta rest, you gotta enjoy, you gotta recharge. You have to know that there's changes coming in that are very important changes for you right now so that you can move ahead lighter. Let's see what else. I feel like there's more things here. There's the Ace of Swords, the Empress, and the Three of Pentacles. So this beautiful Ace of Swords, you know, we had these two Knights of Swords. Something fresh, something new. Your new moon card said a new start is coming in, and here it is. This new way of communicating with yourself, the new way of communicating with the world, a new way of showing up. Here's the Empress, which makes me feel like it's in such a loving, soft way. More kindness. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. And it looks like he's almost like reading from almost like maybe a formula, a recipe. So it's your recipe for success. And it includes a lot of resting, and it includes a lot of being guided forward and allowing that. And that there may be things that you're pulled away from that you don't really want to be pulled away from, but you're being moved towards it. I'd like to roll these Astro dice, and I want to pick some flower petal cards for you. Let's see what theme we have going on this week with the dice. We've got Venus in Scorpio in the 11th house. So Venus, which totally rules the Empress here, which ruled the Libra that was on here. And so Venus is how you love, loving yourself, jewelry, wallets, all that beautiful stuff, the kindness, the sweetness of life. And it's there in Scorpio, which is in these deep emotions, these deep feelings. This feels so Scorpio, going into those deep feelings and being guided out of them, processing and showing up in a new way that's softer. Just keep feeling softer. It's in the 11th house, which is the house of friends. It's a humanitarian, house of humanitarian. It's Aquarius's house. So there's some new, Aquarian's so advanced, a new way of being after this processing and leaving behind some of these thoughts, some of these feelings, going into a fresh start. So please make your wish list, get ready for it. It's not hard homework. It's really exciting to make a statement to the universe about what it is that you want. And let's see what you've got for a flower here. Chrysanthemum. Be here always with willing hands and heart. It's your flower for the week. Be here always with willing hands and heart. That's so beautiful. It goes back to the softening, the willingness, being here. And yeah, so be kind to yourself this week. Pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking, which ones need to go. There's a higher order for you that's coming in. There's some changes that need to be made. There's new starts coming in. This is a new season. This is a great time to start fresh. And some of that old stuff needs to be garbage dumped. So use the crystal, the quartz or the selenite to dump the garbage into, let the sun clear it, and make a conscious decision to leave behind some thoughts that aren't working for you. Moving towards a softening, a willingness to listen to the bigger picture, what you're being guided towards, because you're being guided towards beautiful things. And yes, there's pain along the way, but all is well and you're safe and new things are coming for you that are very wonderful. So have a great week. I'm back with pile number 2. So I have this beautiful sage bundle here, and I don't know if you noticed, but it has a pendant on it, and this one is for the sign Cancer. So we sell these in our shop, and this pendant can be worn with the sign Cancer. And so we know we are in a Cancer sun and moving into a Cancer moon this week and a Cancer new moon. So the new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. Feeling that beauty of feeling safe, loved, enjoying your family, whatever it looks like. Enjoying the beauty of your home, wherever home is right now. Feel this softening coming. Also with sage, it might be a good time to sage your house and really claim the space for your own. Clear out some of the stuff, the residual stuff of others. Okay, so let's see what we have for the week ahead. We have the Judgment card starting us off. This is card number 20 of the major arcanas, major secrets of life. Judgment is the rising up. It's traditionally seen as the dead rising up. It's processing this Pluto energy, this very watery, transformational energy that wants to be processed so that we can live a bigger life, especially in our relationships and our relationship with ourselves. There's a freedom. We have the Ace of Wands here, such joy. Getting outside, enjoying the beauty of the season. He's painting her, which is so Leo and Venus. So doing something really artistic, enjoying it, enjoying the sun, enjoying the warmth. Here's my new deck that I'm excited to be working with, the Wizard's Tarot. This is such a fun one that is really growing on me. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is an interesting version of it. So 7, so there's a lot of options there. It looks like there's like a lot of formulas. And she's got her book, she's kind of sitting and she's kind of taking, she's in awe of all the options. So this is coming in on your foundation, 7, the spiritual path, all these different formulas. Let's see how that plays out as we go along. Behind the scenes, we have the Moon card. It looks like a giant crab there. But in tarot, the Moon card is really associated more with the sign Pisces. But either which way, they're watery signs. They're super intuitive. And it really looks like some like crazy futuristic crab here. And so feeling safe, listening to your gut feeling. There's so much water energy here. You have to listen to what's coming up. It's going to help free you and free you from fears. I really see that. Here's the King of Swords, ultimate communicator. Up there in these like wires, some of them look broken and almost like he cut some of them down. He had to cut some communication that was maybe too much or negative. There's an owl there with him and a bat and a crow. And so he looks like a fierce creature. I wouldn't want to mess with him. He's the king of business. He's the king of communication. And there's just some communication that you have to shut down. Here's the 7 of Cups. It's almost like she's connecting with her higher self here, being guided, being shown. Here's the Ace of Wands. There's Zeus. So he's definitely winning. And oh, it's coming in next to the Ace of Wands. This one was the Ace of Wands too. Here and here. So really, like, Zeus has a world in his hands. He's got this ram over his shoulder, which is so related to Aries. He's like moving forward, moving on, really. And then coming in next to this other Ace of Wands where there's this masterpiece being painted. So it's almost like you've got this crash course in like the deep stuff, all your deep stuff, your fears, all that stuff's coming out. Now make something beautiful with it. There's something beautiful to move forward with it. There's some like formula here. There's some information that you've received that's of value that's going to lead you forward on your spiritual path. You're being helped out here. And sometimes you're being helped out through these negative experiences. And so there's a rising up. There's some beautiful expression that's coming out of this, creative expression. And here's the Fool. The Fool's Journey, Aquarian. This is the Black Cat Tarot, and this one, it's a white cat, which is interesting. It's almost like he's like kind of dropped his shadow. He's his true self and just out there. And so there's just this freedom. There's this freedom from fear. There's this freedom from past things that are holding you down. Just repeating to yourself that you are safe. You're safe to love. You're safe to be loved. And you're safe in this world. And I know that that sounds untrue at times because this world is so insane. But there's a connection here, a deep connection that you have. So if you could just imagine how free you could feel if you just dropped the fear a little bit. Look how free he looks. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, I want to pull a couple more cards. Anything else for you to know this week? The Page of Cups, the Tower, Four of Cups. Page of Cups definitely wants you to savor and enjoy, have fun. The Tower, you have really no control over this. What needs to be removed will be removed. It's Uranus energy, and let's see, I thought I said something about, and at one point in the beginning of the week, the moon is conjunct Uranus, but that will be very brief on Monday. Let's see, was there something else about Uranus? Right, to breathe calm, to breathe. And just, if there's a way to avoid, go to a different building. Avoid the conflict. Here's the Four of Cups, kind of staying in. He's in his library, kind of tucked in deep. This is a week, again, I just, take some time, take some you time, read a book, relax, enjoy your home, have some fun, but maybe more staying home the first few days, or at least doing things that are softer and gentler for yourself. Avoid conflict. Let's roll your dice and see what you've got going on. Okay, we have Venus in Virgo in the second house. Okay, Venus, beauty, we know, we were talking about Venus being in Leo, such a great time for creative expression, great time for passion. We have these two Ace of Wands here. So using this Venus in Leo so creatively, using it passionately, enjoying it. It's in Virgo, which Virgo is about the house of health. It's about the details, about precision. And it's in the second house, which is the house of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus again. So it's almost Venus in a sign of detail, sign of health, in a house of Venus. So beautiful things, creating beauty, maybe buying something beautiful, and really understanding that energy of Venus, that lounging, that self-care, that self-love. I think of Venus as like, she fulfills her job by showing up. Like she just exudes beauty. So do something beautiful, kind to yourself, show up for yourself. Do something that's healthy for you, even if that's just buying yourself something beautiful or buying yourself some flowers, something like that. And as a statement of health for you. And then it's a 2 also, so I think of that in relationship, not just waiting for the other person to do all the beautiful things for you. I bought these peonies for myself the other day, and it felt good. And they're flowers that I love, that I wanted to buy for myself, and it's empowering. And it also lets the other person, if you're in a relationship, off the hook a little bit, that they don't have to be the one that's responsible for all the nurturing of your Venus, that you can also step up and do that. So I'm going to pull a flower card for you. Maybe this is a flower you can buy yourself this week. And it's a tulip. You are worth what it is you desire. So make your list of wishes for this new moon. Find your water container that you're going to use. Get the wishes underneath it. And get that water bottle out tonight, Monday, the 5th. And if you can, and otherwise get it out there this week. If you're worried about rain, you could always just put it in a windowsill inside. But let it get that full charge of that nurturing Cancer moon, and be kind and loving to yourself, and maybe get some tulips. Have a great week. I'm back with pile number 3. I have this beautiful sage bundle, and I don't know if you noticed, but it has the sign Virgo on it. So these are fun. We sell these in our shop. They have like little pendants for a necklace on it, little brass pendants. And this one is a sign of Virgo. So Virgo in astrology is the 6th house, the house of hell, the house of service. And so it is Virgo likes attention to detail. And we are going into this new moon week in Cancer. And your card here is be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon, because we know that Cancer is a cardinal sign. It leads off the summer season. And so boldness, but keeping in mind that there's a lot of aspects going on this week. And so there's a lot of things we want to avoid being too bold. But be bold to make the first move, just like Cancer is bold enough to be the first leading sign of the summer season. So get out there, enjoy this season, and start thinking about the life, the details of the life you want, the Virgo details. Making your new moon wishes, getting those ready, getting them ready maybe if you want to put them under your water jug, water bottle. And if you don't want to put that list outside, you can always put it in a window inside so that your list stays dry, and infuse that water with your dreams and your requests to the universe. Okay, we're starting off. I'm using this great new deck that I love called the Wizard's Tarot. And I was a little hesitant at first, and now it's really grown on me. So here we go, week ahead. We're starting off strong with the Judgment card, which is interesting because pile number 2 started off with the Judgment card also, related to the sign Scorpio, the planet Pluto. It's card Major Arcana number 20. And look at all these women in these beautiful dresses. And we know that Cancer is definitely a very feminine sign. It's ruled by the moon, a very feminine planet. And so we're going to be extra careful in our relationships with women this week, being sensitive to others' feelings. And also Judgment is about the rising up, laying the past to rest, moving forward. The Wheel of Fortune. So 2 major arcana starting us off. The Wheel of Fortune wants us to surrender for fortunate things to come. It is major arcana 10, and 10 would be a 1 in numerology. So we have 2 in relationship, what needs to be put to rest. We're avoiding the conflict, not getting too nitpicky, because Virgo can get really nitpicky. And the Wheel of Fortune, a 1, and our theme up here was be bold to make the first move, but it's the move through surrendering so we can hear our higher power directing us what would be the right thing to do. We have the King of Pentacles here, kind of assessing the situation, the harvest, what's left, what's of value still. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Hard at work, building a foundation of something beautiful. So, yeah, really surrendering. I feel like there's a lot of things from the past, a lot of emotions coming up. You really need to assess the value of what's going on. You don't want to be gambling with your feelings right now. You want to stay grounded. Sheila Haidt talks a lot about, in her astrology report, about using ankle weights. This is a good time to stay grounded, because Cancer can be really emotional. It can get really moody, caught up with the waves of the ocean and the moon moving into different signs every 2.5 days. So it has a different effect on our moods, and so staying grounded. There's the Magician coming up in the background. More Scorpio energy coming in next to the Judgment card. And here's the Devil card coming in too in the background. So there's a lot of intensity going on here. The shoulds, the shouldn'ts. We have Saturn and Mars opposing each other. So it's like wanting to take action, but then there's these rules. And I feel a lot of blame here. I feel a lot of misunderstanding. And maybe even a little sneakiness going on. There's the Six of Cups. Kind of remembering the sweetness. And the Knight of Pentacles. He's moving forward slowly. So really taking whatever's of value here, whatever's going on, making sure you're not being too nitpicky, making sure that you're not being pulled back into old drama, making sure you're not gambling with your well-being, that you're really paying attention to your needs, staying grounded, seeing what's left here of value. Is there anything here left for you? Taking a look at what you think should and shouldn't be, and where you're acting out of maybe guilt or I'm feeling guilt. There's some stickiness. Not everything is the way that you think that it feels right now. So choose better thoughts, choose higher thoughts, maybe even just reminiscing about good times and moving slowly forward, taking what's of value with you forward. Let's see what else is coming up. I feel like there's more. We have the Four of Wands, the Ace of Wands, Five of Swords. Okay, there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of drama here. Here's the Five of Wands. It's like such a dramatic scene. It's a 5. It's a change of thought. It almost feels like a movie set. The Ace of Wands, which kind of loves the hot and spiciness of it all. And the Four of Wands, it looks like he's looking into a magic mirror. And really, just feel like there's some deception here. There's a lot of drama here. And not getting too caught up in it, knowing that everything isn't exactly as it seems to be to you. There's a lot of illusion. We know that Neptune is midheaven. It's very foggy. So I would stay busy, just stay working, pay attention to your goals. Try not to get pulled into this drama. Try not to gamble with your feelings, because I don't think you're gonna win. There's the Strength card. And the Ten of Swords, just overwhelm it. So you have to nurture yourself this week. You might be strong enough to deal with all this stuff, and this is a Leo card, and it can be a little dramatic. But why do that to yourself? Why put yourself through that kind of torture? Choose kindness, please. Stay busy working if that's what you have to do. Don't get pulled into it. It's the Queen of Wands. And I love her. She's great. But she can kind of be a dramatic queen. Look at her outfit. She could be a Leo queen or Sag queen or Aries queen, and she can get a little bit overstimulated. So you got to keep it cool this week. There's just dragons and fire and swords and drama and talking mirrors, and you got the Devil and the Magician going in the background. And so the be bold and make the first move. I think it's the first move of stepping away from it, taking care of yourself. Really taking care of yourself right now is primary. Here's the King of Cups. He's such a great therapist. He knows when to get involved and when not to. Step away from the drama. It's going to be exhausting. So please be kind to yourself. I'm going to roll some dice here. We've got the South Node, the cup that holds everything that's ever happened to you, in the sign of Aquarius, in the 9th house. Okay, so the South Node, and we know that this is not a great time to express past wounds. Be mindful about what you're feeling. Don't do anything too much. And the South Node is like, oh, here, we can delve into all this stuff that ever happened. Judgment is so related to like death, and the devil's there, and the magician's here. We've got the 6 of Cups. I feel like it's like almost like looking back at the childhood and the baby and the puppy and the aging, getting caught up in all this emotion and all these past thoughts. This is not the time to be looking through old photo albums. It's too easy to get caught up in it and then be caught up in the loop of thinking. And then the 9th house is Sagittarius's house. It's ruled by Jupiter that wants to expand things. So you could just get caught up in this thinking that's just going to suck you in. So choose different. If you want drama, it's a great time for a movie, especially a foreign film. Or something futuristic or sci-fi. That would be really great. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a flower card for you this week. So yeah, there was a lot here, and I want you to make decisions for yourself that are in your best interest. And if that is to go somewhere quiet by yourself for a while, or work late, or work from home, or go in your room and read a book, do it. Be bold and make the first move for yourself, because otherwise you're gonna get pulled into all this stuff and you're not gonna like it. Here's Lily of the Valley, which I think is a poisonous plant. Happiness is found with your purpose. So happiness is found with your purpose. Stay with your vision. I just feel like keep your head down, or my mother used to always say, keep your eyes on your own plate. Don't get caught up in looking at everybody else's stuff. And stay true to you. Remember what you wanted. Remember the details of what you want in life, and maybe get your head down and writing those details out. But if looking up from that right now is going to be dramatic, and you're not going to get a clear vision because it's cloudy. So be kind, be gentle. Maybe you could get a massage if you're going to do something other than work and write out your plans. Do something. Or maybe, I love to think of the 10 of Swords as acupuncture. Maybe it's a good week for that. Okay, I think we did everything, so have a great week. Thanks for joining me.